Please, can you record the session?
Yeah, I'm recording it now.
All right, thank you so much.
So after this, I think for this thing, those that will not attend, I'll actually be dropping, or those that want to look at it, I'll not be dropping it on the group chats, but I'll be dropping it on my YouTube page. So I'll send a link. You guys can go and check it out. Yeah, so anyhow, so like I said, let's get this started. We'll start with ADSD. For those that know me very well, I trade just ADSD, NZD Euro USD, and GBP USD. So we'll start with NZD USD. So if we look at the most recent market structure here, yeah, we were kind of like in a downtrend, and then we've actually broken to the upside. We came here, we failed to actually create another low, and then we've actually broke structure to the upside now. Yeah, let me change this to straight lines. You get. So now, if we want to take this 4-hour range, yeah, it will be from here. That's from here to here. Change it to 3. That's the 4-hour range. So now let's drop to the 1 hour, yeah, and look for the possible places where we can look for entries. Because now this market is now bullish, yeah. So what are we supposed to be looking for? Since it's a bullish market, forget about the sales that are happening now. What we're supposed to be looking for now is what? Buys. Do you understand? Now, what's the best place? That's the best we can. That's what's basically flowing with the market. So now, where is the best place that we can look for buys in this market? First one is going to be, we have this kind of like, it looks like a demand zone, but then I don't think it's a demand zone, because if you look at this whole stuff critically, you see that we had this whole break to the upside here. We had this move to the upside and then a slight retracement before this break. So this is actually a higher low. You guess this was the higher low before this move. Do you understand? So now, if we're looking for buys, this is the first place we can actually look for buys. Or we can actually, let's see, let's drop our feed. Let's drop our feed and check if there's anything nice there. Let's see. Strategy revised. No, another one. Good. So this is actually the golden ratio side, but then I don't think price is actually going to stop just at this 60%. Price will come deeper, but then this is actually another place to look at the golden ratio. But yeah, if I actually look closely, the golden ratio is at this point here, at this level here. So we might actually see price reaction here, but then I don't think it's just going to hold like that. I think we might see something like this. If we see reversal indications here, then we can jump on the trade. But then I feel we might see something like this, just a reaction and then a deeper pullback to this around this area before what they move to the upside. So these are the two scenarios that we're going to be looking that we should expect. First, a reaction here and maybe a continuation. Do you get? Or we can just have that little reaction here, like the one I indicated initially, and then a deeper push to actually continue. But then if you ask me which one will I be comfortable, which one will I see, and then which one will I be comfortable trading, it's this second probability here. Do you guys understand? So that's basically what I'll be looking out for on AUD USD throughout today. So I'll be watching to see how price will behave at this golden ratio area, because it's around this it's around this high here, this high to the left here. Do you get? Sometimes price would actually come and respect that one instead of coming deeper. So we should actually keep that one in mind. So now let's take a look at NZD USD. NZD USD was in this range, was kind of like in a range here. Yeah, I don't want to catch that whole side. Yep, and now we've exited the range. Yeah, classic range scenarios. When you see a break out of a range, what do you expect? A retest of the range for a continuation. Do you understand? But then this is where NZD is tricky. NZD is very interesting this morning because I'm sensing reversal vibes. Yeah, let me change, let me remove this. So now if you look at this, but then this is still a retracement because you can see how many candles are actually what forming this move. You get this move occurred with just 1, 2 candles. And then look at how many candles are still pushing down. Up to now, they're still pushing down. So I feel this is not a reversal. Do you understand? But if you look at it on the 15 minutes, if you actually want to catch sells on NZD, we have a break here. What you can watch out for is what the retest. Do you understand? It's more like a shift in market structure. We've had our break of structure. Then if you see a retest, you can jump on the sells. But then, like I said, it's a buy market. What you're supposed to be looking for is buys. But then if you want to be ambitious and catch the sells, you can catch it. I think NZD, the sells, it's actually this thing. It's actually safe to take that sell if you actually see price come to retest this place for what a continuation. So this is another way you can look at it. This is the first way you can look at it, yeah, for something like this. And then it pushed to the downside. You get 45 points. I think I'll actually look at this. If we see price get to this area, let me set my alerts. If price comes back here before actually fulfilling this move to the downside, then fine. Let me set an alert, yeah. Now, this is just the first scenario. Now, the second one, yeah, the second one you can look at. Let me delete this. The second one, yeah, is to see price come deeper, see price what come deeper for that retest, and then to pick orders around here and what's considered to the upside. Now, if you drop our Fibonacci from down here, because this is from down here instead to the top, yeah. To the top, yeah. This golden ratio area, but then let's see, this point here is still inside. So might actually see price come deeper because the 0.7 is just at the top here. You get, so we might actually see price come deeper, but then not close below the 0.7. If price close below the 0.7, I don't like trading anything that's close below the 0. If so, you mute yourselves if you're in a noisy place. So anything that makes price to come below the 0.76, I don't like trading it. That's if I see price close. But then if I see price just weak it, yeah, if I see a rejection candlestick here, then I'm going to jump on the trade. I would like to actually see what price will do around this area. First, this point here. First, this one. And then secondly, this one. So now if price comes straight here, and then pushes to the upside, and then starts pushing to the upside here, I'm not going to care about this whole analysis I did at the top here. But then if we see price actually retrace back here before what's pushing down here, then we can take these sells and then ride it to the downside. Hope you guys understand. So those are lots. If I see price come straight to the downside, then I'll be taking that buy and then aiming for this point here. But then if I see price retrace first, does kind of like a push to the upside, yeah, and retest this area that was broken, I actually would take the sell and then ride it to actually what come down here before I would take the buy to the upside. So that's basically the analysis I have on NZD/USD. Let's take a look at the DXY. We'll take a look at the DXY before those that are aware of correlation. DXY is actually correlated with Euro USD. So I actually check what's happening with the DXY, the dollar index. It basically shows the strength of the dollar. Yeah. So since it's bearish, most of the pairs that have USD on the right-hand side or as the quote currency will actually be bullish today. I hope you guys understand. Since it's bearish, most of those pairs will actually be bullish. So let's see, it's still the same thing that's happening with AED USD, NZD USD, and most likely Euro USD. So this is my area of significance. And then as you can see, it's the same thing with AED USD. Our golden ratio sits around this whole level here, this level here. Do you get? So two scenarios, just like AED USD and NZD USD, two things that we can watch out for is to what? See price what? Push into this area and then see that fake and then it push to the downside after taking out liquidity for those that actually entered at this point. Yeah, and then pick others around here before what? The continuation to the downside. Do you get? So that's basically, that's one way to see it. And then the other way is what? For that push and then what? The continuation exactly from that place. So let's all pay attention to how price will behave at this point. So now most people now will be asking, wondering in their mind, how will you know that this is just going to be that fake? First of all, we can have we can have two scenarios here. First is that once price gets here, we see rejection candlesticks like the doji or the engulfing. But then I would actually like to see the doji candlestick better. And then once you see the doji candlestick, you enter, or you see shift in market structure, you can enter. Do you get on your entry time frame, which is what, the 15 minutes? Do you understand? You dropped your 15 minutes time frame, that's your entry time frame. So let's check for what's going to happen. This is actually for those that are day traders, yeah? So, and then you watch for what's going to happen around this point here. If you see shifts in market structure around this point, then you enter. If you see rejection candlesticks, you can enter. But then if you see things like, if you see bearish candlesticks that don't look like rejection candlesticks, or you don't see any shift in market structure formation, then it's basically a fake. Do you understand? It's just going to fake and then what's come deeper. This is, once price gets here, still pay attention. Because you might see, it's most likely you see those rejection if this trend is going to continue, you see those rejection candlesticks, or you see what's the shift in market structure for what a continuation to the downside. Hope you guys understand what I mean. So now, just like we saw on the DXY, I told you guys the DXY is the complete opposite of Euro USD. Yeah. So now we had this break to the upside. I think this was the point. Yeah, I wouldn't like to use this low here, this higher low here. I wouldn't like to use this one. I would like to actually use this one. I would actually like to use this candlestick. So if I drop my fib from the bottom to the top, yeah, Euro USD actually gives me that confidence. Yeah, this place, we exited this range. Yeah, I think what is going to happen here, I feel what's going to happen here, it's something like this. Something like this. We might have that fake will be at the top of this range. Yeah. And then we might have that deep pullback to around this point before the continuation. Do you get? So now this is where I'm paying attention on Euro USD. I think Euro USD, I'm going to pay attention at this area only. At this area only. But then not below the 0.7. If price comes below the 0.7, then I don't think I'll be willing to take that trade again. But then this is where I'll be paying attention to. This is where I'll be looking to take those buys around this point here, around the the 1.0567. And yeah, and the psychological level is still around that point. 0.6500 is around that point. The psychological level is around that point. So it's still nice. We are, let me see, let me pin that psychological level. Let's see. 0 points. 0 points. Good. So now I think I'll be setting my alerts around here at the top of this point here. I'm setting my alerts there. But then let's watch and see how price will behave at this point. Okay, I'll be going back to the AE chart, but let me finish the analysis on my pairs. I think the last one, this is the analysis on this thing, Euro USD. And then the next one is GBP USD. That's the last pair I trade. So GBP USD have actually completed this move to the downside. But then the tricky thing is that DXY have not pushed to all these areas yet. I would like to see DXY come deeper and start buying first. You get, start selling. Once DXY starts selling, I know that GBP2 will actually be ready to do that impulsive move you get. What I think GBP will be doing for now is range around this point here before that impulsive move you get. But then we still say It's not muted.
To show you different.
So now, yeah. But then, like, I think what's okay. Osta, let me finish the analysis. Then you can ask the question. Yeah, just give me a minute. I think it's the same thing. This is the same thing with I think was it AED that had that shift? No, it was NZD that had that shift. We have this whole shift in market structure at the top here. If we drop to our lower time frame, our entry time frame, that's the 15 minutes, you actually see it clearly. You actually see it. But then let's just keep in mind of this area. Just highlight this area and keep on your charts, because we might actually see price react from here. You get. Then let's go back to our 1 hour and find our areas of significance. Let's see. So now we are more interested in taking buys in this place. Let me drop my fib down to the top. Okay, good. This high is actually in our golden ratio, and we can see that we have started seeing rejections from around here. If you can see this candlestick that is here is actually what a doji candlestick. Do you get? But then it's not like either it's not a hammer. It's not a hammer candle. It's just one candlestick that is just forming here. GBP USD is actually known for a lot of fakes, so I don't know. This one is actually a tricky one. I might actually stay off this market. But if I see something convincing, like a shift of market structure, let's see. If I see something like this on my entry time frame, something like this, yeah, something like this, then I'll be looking for the buys at the neckline here for the continuation. Or if I see something like this, something like this, something like this, yeah, or a double bottom. I actually was looking for buys at the neckline of either formations. Let me change the color of this one to red. Good. So this is basically what I want to see. I would like to actually see that confirmation. I'll not enter aggressively on GBP USD. I actually want to see that confirmation. And for me, I don't trust GBP USD like that to actually use candlesticks as my confirmation. I'll actually wait to see a shift of market structure on the lower time frame before I will enter. Hope you guys understand. So first of all, let me see the comment section. I think okay, let's see. Osta, you said you had a question on EU. What's the question?
Hi, hello. Could we go back to the EU chat? I was wondering why you're not taking into consideration the week when you use your fibs, you only used it on the body of the candlestick.
No,
if we drop to the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes, the week, like
Okay, so you're asking why I don't take the wicks of the candle. I actually take the wicks of the candle. If you take a look at this here, see, it's because I deleted the. Let me take the fib back to what it is originally. You can see that I actually take the wicks. If you can see. Yeah, but then I delete it. I delete all those lines so that I just focus on what's important, and that's my golden ratio. Because anytime I'm using fibs to enter a position, I make my entries at a 0.6, take my TP at this 0.1, and then my stop loss is always below the 0.7. So I don't need the other lines, so I delete them. But I actually take note of the wicks. Hope that's
okay.
clear.
Can you go to the 5 minutes, please?
Can I what?
Can you go down to the 5 minutes? Can you look at EU on the 5 minutes?
Okay, let's take a look at EU on.
So can you go back to where the position of where the wick is on the 5 minutes?
Okay, down here, yeah?
Yeah, so if we look at, that's what I'm thinking. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No worries.
If we wanted to from that last candle, do you see the last bearish candle before that impulsive move?
Yes.
Don't you think that constitutes that the market might be coming to rebalance?
Yeah,
stop loss to retake your
okay.
movement. So that
Okay.
would almost below the 0.7.
Okay, yeah, if you see, yeah, this candlestick is actually part of the candlestick is actually before the 0.7. You understand?
Mm,
So
mm,
now, taking into control, I'm not someone that trades the 5 minutes. I think my entry is the 15 minutes. So if I look at this on the 15 minutes, yeah, if I look at this on the
mhm,
15 minutes, this is still a week. Do you understand? This is
mm,
still a week. So if I'm going to consider your this thing, your candlestick
mm,
here, I'll actually want
mm,
anything price wants to do with this candlestick should, if it's below the 0.7, as far as the candlestick
mm,
doesn't close, if I see wicks,
mm.
I can enter, but if I see a body close below the 0.7, then it's a red flag for me. Do you understand?
Oh,
And that's body
okay.
close. If as far as that body close is not on it's not on the 15 minutes. If on the 15 minutes,
Mm,
it's actually a week I'm going to
mm,
enter. Do you understand?
mm,
But then if on the
mm.
15 minutes it's actually a body close, then it's a red flag for me. I'm not going to take the trade. Do you
Oh,
understand?
okay. Okay, because my thought was using the week to get the 50% of the golden ratio, just using that area to find
Entry, yeah.
like
Okay, so you're taking a look at something like this, yeah. Get this
yes,
range,
exactly.
and then
Yeah,
let me change it to 50. Good. Now the 0.5 at this point, yeah. So you were
yeah. And then my stop loss will go below the low because if it breaks the low, then the market definitely will be
okay.
going down.
Okay. So now, yeah, we're not taking any aggressive entries for this EU trade. Do you understand? So now,
Mm,
if we get to see price reject from this your 0.5 exactly, I'll
mm,
actually keep it in mind too. I'll keep it in mind too. Do you understand? So
mm,
let's watch how price is going to behave. So this can be another entry. If we see that rejection around this 0.5, then we can actually
mm,
take that buy like this and then drop our stop loss below. And then targets,
mm.
let me see, let me take it back to the
La,
1 hour.
la, la, la.
Yeah, and then targets this whole place up here. Do you understand?
Mm,
Hope we're on the same page.
yes.
Okay. So either way is what I always tell you guys, be open to the possibilities of the market. Do you understand? The market is never going to do, we can never know what it's going to do exactly. Do you understand? But then always have different scenarios to actually look at. Do you understand?
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. So someone said I should look at AU again. Let me see. Was it AU? Someone said I should. Okay, so someone said you talked about doji. How do we know doji candlesticks? Okay, Sweets, are you the person that the display name is Sweets? Are you in any of my classes? You can unmute yourself, or if you can't, you can just reply me in the comment in the chat box. Okay, someone said AU, so let me go back and take a look at AU. So let me go back to the 4H. I started AU with the 4H. That's why this whole thing is like this. Yeah. Started looking at AU on the 4H. So I said that, yeah, AU, it's more of like this whole market was in a downtrend. And then we had this whole push to the upside. We failed to actually retest that level. Yeah, that's what it shift the market structure. Do you understand? So on the 4H, we're actually what's seeing shifts in market structure, which indicates what strong reversal was signed. Do you understand? This shift is around here. Let me change it. Shift. Hope you guys are following. So now, if we actually want to take the 4-hour range, it's going to be from here to here. Do you understand? With here being the 0.5. And then the 50% is actually at the top here, at this level here. Do you get? It's actually at the top there. Let me make all this stuff just appear on the visibility. Just on the 4-hour. Shit. I can't make it just on the 4-hour. Okay, yeah, I can make it just on the 4-hour. Good. Okay, so now let's drop to our lower time frame. Yeah, let's drop to our charts. Yeah, take a look at this. Yeah. Now, if we drop to our chart here, where was the impulsive move? Where is that higher high? That higher low that was created that impulsive move, that facilitated that impulsive move that was broke structure to the upside. Not just this structure, but then this one is what's this point here, this level here. And then if we drop our Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, coming, and then take a look at the golden ratio. Yeah, we'll see that the 0.618 is actually at the 0.5 of the words of the distant 4-hour range. Do you understand? So now that's actually what a strong confluence. Do you get? So now that's why I said we might actually see AU do something like this, come down and just retest here and what continue. Do you understand? To the upside. Or we can see AU what do something like this. What come here, fake, what, and then come deeper, but not below the 0.7, or we can come and just wick the 0.7 to actually what take out stop losses of people that actually entered aggressively at the 0.61, take out liquidity around this point here, and then what continue to the upside. Do you understand? Any one of these scenarios can happen. So what you pay attention to what first this level here, this point here, and then what secondly this point here. You guys understand? Now, any one of these that happens here, you can take for the first scenario here, yeah. Once price gets here, drop to your 15 minutes. Do you understand? What you should watch out for in your 15 minutes, what shift the market structure, something like this, or something like this. Do you understand? Or something like this. And once you see something like this, where you should look for your buys is what at the neckline. Do you understand? You would set your orders at the neckline for something like this. That's something like this. And then your stop loss just below there. Or you can use candle. If you're using candlestick, then you enter the close of the candle, of the rejection candle. Either a bullish engulfing or a doji candlestick. That's a hammer candlestick. Do you understand? So those are one of the two scenarios that can happen. Or you actually wait for price. If price comes deeper here, then what you see and watch out for any of your entry criteria, what's on the lower time frame. Do you guys understand? So now, someone said, you talked about doji. How do we know doji candlesticks? I'll be talking about them, the ones to actually pay attention to when we do what's entry criteria on the mastery class. If you're not in the mastery class already, if you are not in the academy, you can join the academy, message Dr. Bliss and join the academy so you can learn it. Or you can actually still send me a DM, or I might actually do a YouTube video about it. So I don't know, do you guys have any other pairs? We just have 7 minutes left. Do you guys have any other pairs you want me to look at? But for my pairs, yeah, this is what I'm looking at in the market today. I don't know, you guys can drop 1 or 2 pairs and then we'll look at it and what's end the session because we have just a few minutes remaining. Okay, someone dropped pair. Okay, GBP card. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look at GBP card. Let's start from the 4H. Okay. The 4H looks bearish, looks pretty bearish, but then it's still within this range here, It's still within this range here. Let me change this. It's still within this range, but then it's below it's below the 0.5, and then I think it's still below the 0.71. So I don't think buys are valid in this market. What's supposed to be looking for from this 4-hour analysis sells, because this is actually a bearish market. From the recent market structure, we've been having lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So for me, this market is bearish. So now if we drop to our mid time frame, I'll actually be looking for places that I can cite those buy opportunities. So now let's take a look at this on the lower time frame. Yeah, I mean, look for those sell opportunities. Okay, first of all, I think we have a shift here. We have a shift of market structure here. Yeah. Change this to a shift. Because we had this whole impulsive move to the upside that broke structure. And then what we're supposed to have was what's a retest and then what's a continuation to the upside. But then we failed to have that continuation and then what broke to the downside. Do you understand? So now what I'll be looking out for is what sells. And this is one of the places I'll be looking out for that sell around this point here. But then if we drop to our lower time frame, what I actually want to see here is price come to this place. Yeah, because getting buys here is going to be tricky. Do you understand? Because we are not sure that this move is going to stop here. But what we're sure of is if this is a bearish market, so sells, we're always going to have sells. So if we actually see price retrace to this point, we can actually jump on the sells. So if we see price get here, we can drop to our entry time frame, which is the 15 minutes, and look for our entry criteria. Which one is shift in market structure or this thing rejection candlesticks? Do you understand? So that's basically my view on GBP card. Oster, hope that's convincing enough. Okay, no worries. So basically I'll be looking for sales, and the place to look for sales on this GBP card is here. So we have 4 minutes remaining. Does anyone want me to take a look at another pair? If there's none, then I would like to end the session here. Yeah. So I'll be ending the session here. If you guys want to revisit the video, I'll be posting it on my YouTube channel, so you guys can go back. Okay, someone said Euro NZD. Let's take a look at it. We have 3 minutes remaining, so let's look at it very quickly before the session ends. Euro NZD. Please, the person that dropped this pair, you'd bear with me if I actually look at it very fast, because the session will soon end. So let's look at the 4H. The 4H is bearish for me because we had this whole move, and then what's a retracement, and then we had like a shift in market structure here. Do you understand? On the 4H. So for me, this market is bearish. So what I'll be looking for on the 1H is what? Sell positions. Do you understand? And I think that opportunity has already reached. This is that shift we saw on the 4H. Yeah. So where is the place that others will rest is what's at the neckline here. Do you understand? But then price have not really touched it. Price just touched the wick of this candlestick. So what this candlestick is doing here is basically what a fake. Do you understand? This whole point here is basically what a fake. I actually want to see price come deeper to this level. Do you understand? And if we drop our Fibonacci from the top to the bottom, we just came above the 0.5. Yeah, let's change it to golden strategy. Let's see. Our 0.6 is at this level. Do you understand? It's at this point here. But then in this scenario, I don't think price will actually come deep to the 0.6. Price might actually stop around here, around this level here. So pay attention to this zone here. This is the place they're supposed to look out for. What are we supposed to be looking at from this market, from the analysis, from the bias is what? It's a bearish market. So we are supposed to be looking out for what sells. Sells will favor us the most. So where are we supposed to look for those sells? What? At this level here. This is my point of interest. This is where I'm going to look at for those sells. The person that dropped Euro NZD. Hope that's clear enough. Hope that's clear.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. So I'll be ending the session now. If you want to revisit the video, I'll drop the link on the group chats. And those that have my number on WhatsApp, I'll be posting it on my status, so you can take a look at it on YouTube. Yeah. So take care, guys, and then
your WhatsApp contact.
Okay, my WhatsApp contact is still the same as my Telegram contact. 09057847427. So that's my WhatsApp contact. Yeah. So you guys should take care, and like I always say, keep an open mind in a market. Your analysis might not happen, but always keep your mind open to different possibilities. If other possibilities happen, then shift what's like how will I put it? Be flexible enough to flow with it. Do you guys understand? So don't be rigid with your analysis. Always keep your mind open to the possibility of the market and be strict with your risk management and trade management. Always remember to take partials and move your stop loss to break even. So that being said, I would like to end the session now, and I want to thank you guys very much. I really appreciate you guys for attending this session, and I hope this helps you a lot. This goes a long way to help you. Bye now. Take care, guys. Ending the session. I'll catch you guys next time. I'll actually be doing this tomorrow again, so see you guys tomorrow.
You're not using that thing. That's money.
Huh?
I'm not using that laptop. I mean, I passed it.
Okay.